Hello, this is the Truth Seeker, and this is the next video in a series on the Council of the Gods of Ugarit. I've been doing a lot of broad studying in regard to this topic. I just got through reading a ebook on the religious texts of Ugarit. That was, let me look that up. That was, I got it on my Kindle here. Let's see here. Well, it's not coming up. Here we go. Stories from Ancient Canaan. Edited and translated by Michael D. Coogan and Mark S. Smith. And it's a quite interesting read. So I did a kind of a once through on that. I'm sure I'll go through that some more. And also did a little bit of research on a few different websites on the overall topic, and so there is something that needs to be addressed before we move on, and so one of those things is going to be our approach to the whole study. And so I did put together a little summation of the first point, which is anti-supernaturalism. This is where we are approaching religion and religious ideas as sort of something that evolves, okay? Taking the ideas of evolution and applying them to religion, which is what Julius Wellhausen did. Well, not just him, but scholars before him as well, and ultimately led to source theory as well. And then the other point is just this general belief in gods or a god. That is, if you believe and if you don't believe. You know, if you don't believe, you might be more inclined to approach this from a naturalistic point of view. And so basically, there's several worldviews that are tied into this whole melting pot of ideas, and so we need to understand the different vantage points which people are taking in explaining the idea of the Council of the Gods, and also in the way they communicate their ideas. Now, I'm not going to assume that you are holding a particular view on this, but I need to clarify all these various viewpoints and the implications of these viewpoints. Okay? So, if you are an atheist or if you are agnostic, you might be interested in the Council of the Gods idea because in your mind it invalidates the Jewish religion or the Hebraic religion, and then in turn invalidates Christianity. So right off the bat, first and foremost, we need to just lay this out on the table and say that there really is no empirical argument which could disprove the existence of God or of the supernatural. Okay, so this point alone, God and the supernatural, has always been a matter of faith. Okay? Now, for the agnostic, it might be a mental acknowledgement that something more exists beyond this life. For the atheist, there truly is nothing to absolutely show them that God is real. And for those of us who believe in God, we need only share our thoughts and our reasons, but it is only by prayer and through the Holy Spirit that others will come to faith in the one true Lord. Now, there are a group of individuals which have as their main goal to disprove the existence of God or the supernatural. Now, religion stands as an obstacle to these individuals because it inspires others to believe in God. And so in order to stop religion from supposedly spreading false notions that are apparently causing issues in the world and society, there are these individuals who have invested a great deal of time and energy to show that religions, that all religions are false, and that in turn God should be thought of the same way we think of fairies. Okay. So this is the one aspect that we are encountering as we delve into this topic, and it is titled Antisupernaturalism. Now, which in itself must be understood as a separate matter. Okay. It is a presupposition which interprets the data a certain way. Now, we are going to be interpreting the data from a theistic point of view. Okay? So, in that regard, I fully admit that my faith in God has an effect on the interpretation of the data. Now, the question of whether God exists, that's a philosophical question, okay? And that's a question which really has nothing to do with religion and religious beliefs. This is a subject which many may find hard to understand, but if you would give it a little bit of thought, you would realize that, ask any deist, and they will likely tell you that their belief in God is based more on ideas that are outside of religion. Okay? So when we approach this topic of the Council of the Gods, I am addressing the topic of anti-supernaturalism first, so that this matter can be clear from the start. It is merely a view in which a person interprets various religions from a naturalistic vantage point. Okay? Now, however, as stated, there are some other views which we will be encountering, which are also based on a belief in the supernatural. Okay? And so we'll be getting into some Mormon beliefs, some evangelical beliefs. There is this site on religious vegetarianism that I'm going to be addressing some of those issues, which I have nothing against vegetarianism. In fact, I tend to be leaning more toward vegetarianism myself, but not, I'm still eating meat sparingly and dairy as well. And I'm eating everything except I'm trying to remain as kosher as I can be. So then there are the Gnostic ideas that kind of weave in and out of this idea as well. Now, as I stated, I believe in God. And so my viewpoint will be understanding all of this data based on my beliefs in God. Now, I will do my best to present the data on the critical atheistic viewpoint, and I will offer my alternative explanations. Okay? So, that's where we stand from here, and I will end this video now. Happy New Year, everyone, 2015. God bless everyone. Keep seeking truth. And I look forward to my next video.